We are continuing on with the angle relationships in triangles today, and we're going to start off here with an example, something to think about. It says the triangular windows of the Ala Medical Conference Center in Sweden are formed by 3 sets of parallel lines going in different directions. A close-up of the window design shows a triangle. The measure of angle 4 is related to the angle measures of the triangle. How can you use the measures of angles 1 and 2 to write an expression for the measure of angle 4? So I want you to think about that. What do we know about the angle measures inside the triangle? So angles 1, 2, and 3. If I add them together, I get 180. What do I get if I add angle 4 and angle 3 together? I also get 180 because they form a straight line. So now notice angle 3 and 180 are the same. 1 and 2 and 4 would be the same. In order to add to angle 3 to get 180, angle 1 plus angle 2 would give me angle 4. So that is the relationship between those two angles. So angle 4 is over here. The opposite two angles of that triangle would equal that outside angle. Now that outside angle is what we call an exterior angle. It's formed when we extend one side of the triangle. So they've extended that triangle at angle 3 there, and it forms that angle number 4. So that's called an exterior angle. So the exterior angle is equal to the two opposite angles inside of the triangle. So now for this one, we're going to use linear pairs to find the sum of all angles labeled in the triangle. Then use what you know about interior angles of a triangle to show that the sum of the measures of the exterior angles of a triangle, one at each vertex, is 360 degrees. So what I know is that these two, and these two all make 180 degrees. And if, let's say, angle 1 was 30 degrees, this angle would have to be 150. And then 30, let's say this angle is 60 degrees. Oops. If that's a 60-degree angle, then angle 6 is 120 degrees. And then inside the triangle, if I have 30 and 60, that makes 90, so that only leaves me with 90 degrees left over. So if the angle 2 is a 90, then angle 5 has to be a 90 because they have to make 180. Now if I add those 3 exterior angles together, what do I get? So 9 and 2 make 11, plus 5 is 16, 1, 2, and 3. So I get 360 degrees for all of the measures to add up correctly. So we have 180 inside the triangle. We have 180 for each pair, each linear pair. That would leave me with 360 degrees on the outside, the exterior angles. All right, for this one, it says, which equations can you use to find the value of x? Select all that apply. So if I add x, 120, and 85, I'm going to get 180. Is that true? Well, let's fill in what we know. So if this angle is 120 up here, to make this straight angle, this angle would have to be 60. And then 60 plus 85 is 145. And then to make 180 inside of the triangle, 180 minus 145 would be 35. So they're telling me, and then that would make x 180 minus 35. So let's do that as well before we get too far. So 180 minus 35 is 145. So remember, it equals that 60 plus 85 over there, so we could have done that as well. So they're telling me that I'm going to get 145 degrees if I add, or I'm going to get 180 if I add the 145, the 120, and the 85 together. That just doesn't make sense. That's not going to work out. That's adding an exterior angle and an interior angle, and I'm going to get 180. That's not going to happen. So for B, if I add the X and 85 degrees, I'm going to get 120 degrees. That doesn't make sense either. C says if I add my X, the 120, and a 95, I'm going to get 360. Well, we just talked about how the exterior angles of a triangle equal 360. So what they're saying is that this angle over here that we didn't fill out is 95 degrees. So is 85 plus 95 equal to 180? And yes, it is. So that would work out. Then they're also saying that X is equal to 60 plus 85. So this exterior angle is equal to these two opposite angles added together. Yes, that is true. Your exterior is equal to the two opposite angles added together. Then they're saying X plus 60 plus 85. So if I take that 145 and I add together those two opposite angles, I'm going to get 180. No, that's not the case. The two opposite are going to equal the exterior angle, that X, that 145. So that doesn't work. And then they're also saying X plus 35 is going to give me 180. So if I add these two together, will I get 180? Yes, I will, because those are a straight line. So I really suggest filling in what you know, and that makes it a little bit easier to look at these. And then looking at our last problem here, it says, what is the value of X and show your work? Well, we just learned that the three exterior angles add up to be 360 degrees. So 8x plus 3x plus 35 plus 4x plus 25 are going to give me 360 degrees. So now I can go through, it's all adding, so these parentheses really don't matter. We just have to combine like terms. So 8x plus 3x plus 4x would give me 15x, and then a positive 35 and a positive 25 would give me 60. That's going to equal 360. And then we subtract 60. So 15x equals 300. And then we divide by 15. So x equals 20.